Welcome to my flight on British Airways 97 on October 2nd, 2003 from Toronto Pearson to New York JFK. This was a special flight. When I got to Terminal 3, I made sure to take a picture of this for posterity. There was only 100 people on this flight, so not much was going on. Everything was set up for Concorde, so it was quite exciting. Yes, the space in Concorde is really tiny, so that's why you have these hand luggage signs that are still there. And I got my boarding pass and got my C12A, and I was ready to go. The lounge was actually closed because they had a big reception at the gate. There's a bunch of officials there, people from the airport, people from British Airways. So it was actually quite a good setup. Lots of just airline geeks. Everyone just, basically peering out the windows, taking pictures. The captain came out, he spoke for a bit. So that was really good of him to do that. These two guys I met on the flight. And there she is. Amazing aircraft. I needed a wide-angle lens. This was back in 2003, so I didn't have one of those. But unfortunately, couldn't afford one. But you get the picture of how amazing this airplane is. It was a big deal. I mean, everyone came out to see this. There you can see it's getting catered. I don't know if that catering company exists anymore, but this was quite the big deal in Pearson. The window was a little smudgy in this photo, but you can see the truck that's setting up the back. Look at the pointy nose. The cool thing is, all through this, you'll see different airlines that were there. This is my favorite picture where the captain is looking up at his ship, and just a little close-up of what the nose looked like. This thing is really sharp, and just a lot of activity going on while this flight was getting set up. So that's really good. There was that interesting door at the back there. People kept coming up and they kept taking pictures. All different airplane employees is doing all kinds of photos because Concorde doesn't come to Toronto, so this was a really big deal. The aircraft is GBOAG, which is actually in Seattle. So if you go up to the Boeing Museum in Seattle, this is the aircraft that's there, and you can actually walk through it. It was just amazing. I took way too many photos, as you can see through this. And this was just everybody at the airport. There's all the catering folks just waiting to take care of the airplane and see us go. It was time to board, and I did board. And just walking through the airplane, there is basically one cabin, and it holds 100 people, two on each side. And it's very tiny. The windows are really tiny. And as you can see, I'm 6'1", and my head was touching the ceiling pretty much. Pretty standard bathroom, very tiny bathroom, of course. And I put my my menu on the seat. Soon it was time to push back, and the flight attendant did her demo that you can see how tiny the windows really are. As we push back, you can see outside just all the stuff that was going on. This is our Wingwalker doing his job there. And there you can see a CanJet. I don't think CanJet is around anymore. There's also Air Transat, who is still around, but I think they got gobbled up by Air Canada. Jet2Go is no longer around. So that's always the thing about seeing these photos, is you can see all the airlines that were there then and are no longer here. Basically, everything stopped when Concorde was leaving. All the airport employees and airline employees, you could see them all. That garage was actually full of people. You get a close-up in a little bit, and you can see there were just people everywhere on that garage. Even the firemen were out taking photos. The airport officials, they were also taking photos, because this is a really big deal. They can see a CanJet landing. And this is interesting. This is the tail of the airplane that you're seeing from the side there as we taxied along. And in a little bit you'll get to the nose, and that's the nose gear. It's really, really tall nose gear from the sun coming over. And then it was time to turn and shoot down the runway. We were at Mach 0.42 at 5,500 feet as we climbed. Outside, we're doing 300 miles an hour with a minus 7 degrees Celsius outside. Mach 4.45, we were at 9,500 feet, doing about 330 miles per hour. Then we went up to Mach 0.46 at 11,000 feet, and we went to 0.89. So of course everyone was excited. Are we going to hit Mach 1? And you'll see if we hit Mach 1 in just a little bit. 0.91 Mach at 25,500, 0.94 at 27,000 feet, and guess what? We hit Mach 1 at 30,000 feet for like seconds. And then we throttled back to 0.96 because we actually, I think he overshot because we're not supposed to go over 1 Mach 1 while flying over land. Then we had time for a meal, and as you can see here, this is what we had. And we had some wine, of course. And then just time to chill, did nothing. Pretty soon we were in New York. That's New York City down there. And then we landed in JFK, and it was done. It was over. But as you can see, some of the guys who were sitting, they just didn't want to leave as you walked to the plane. Beautiful airplane, beautiful flight, loved it.